What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV coming to you from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Today we're going to go into the old town and explore this 500-year-old city. Let's do it.
That's right, San Juan, Puerto Rico really is 500 years old. As you can see right here in the Puerto Riches, in the middle of the Caribbean, right next to Dominican Republic, is where San Juan, Puerto Rico exists. Most of this travel guide is going to show you around the old town area as well as the new town area right next to the port. We got some poached eggs this morning right here on the beach. You can see the view. So this hotel here is actually called the Courtyard by Marriott Isla Verde. It's a beach resort right there on Isla Verde Beach, which is what you can see right here.
This beach I'm actually standing on right now in San Juan is called Isla Verde Beach, also Playa Verde, which means beach in Spanish. So you can see right here, it's a big, long beach, lots of surfing actually going on here. So if that's your thing, surfing, you can do that right here. It's actually near the airport. You know, what better way to relax than on a hammock under some palm trees, watching the clouds go by, listening to the ocean in the background. It's a great way to relax here in the tropics.
Now there are many beaches in Puerto Rico, and Isla Verde is not considered one of the best that you will find across the Puerto Rico territory, but it is definitely one of the best ones in the San Juan municipality. Alright, now that we've grabbed our breakfast and we've hung out on the beach to get our morning started, let's head out onto the main highway and head down to Old San Juan. The drive to actually get down to Old San Juan from this hotel takes about 15 minutes, so it's not too bad. And because it's right next to the airport, you could say it takes 15 minutes to get from the airport to Old San Juan.
All right, we've made it down to Old San Juan. We're right here at Plaza de Colón, right next to the fort, and we're actually going to go check out Fortaleza right now before we actually go check out the big fort. So let's go.
You know, a lot of these roads and structures down here are historical. They have been rebuilt a bit since the 15 and 1600s when San Juan was first being established, but you really get that old Puerto Rico Spanish feel right here in this area. You'll notice the roads, they actually go in one way in each direction. They didn't build for two-lane roads back in the day, so that's why you only have one lane going in each direction. Just some quick history for you. San Juan is actually St. John of the Cross, It's actually a part of the unincorporated territory of the United States, Puerto Rico. It's the 46th largest city in the United States with a population of just about 400,000 people, but if you include the entire metro area, it's upwards of 2.6 million people. Nowadays, it's known for the island's manufacturing, financial, and cultural tourism center. One more thing that I'd like to point out about San Juan currently, 80% of the population of Puerto Rico lives in this metro area.
So right here is actually where the Pina Colada comes from, the world famous Pina Colada. You can get it anywhere, right? It says this house in 1963, the Pina Colada was created by Don Ramon Cortes Mingot. Right here it is, La Casa Donde Nació, right on Fortaleza.
Yes, you heard that right. This is the original place the Pina Colada was created. The world famous Pina Colada comes from right here in Old San Juan.
So when you get the Pina Colada, you gotta stir it. That's what the bartender said. There we go. Oh yeah. So these pigeons are attracted to this cornmeal. You throw it and they just freak out. Like this. Oh! That's wild.
If you guys wanted to see those pigeons, basically when you leave the Pina Colada restaurant, you just make a left and there they are in the alleyway. So as we continue to move towards the western part of the peninsula here where Old San Juan is, this area is actually what I consider to be the most beautiful scenic spot. Definitely the oldest part as well, closer to the actual fort, which we will be heading to here shortly. So this area just north of the Fortaleza is Caleta de San Juan, which actually leads to Puerto de San Juan. This is where they have those iconic gates in the wall. This is the old city walls with the gates. You can see them coming up here. Here we are walking along the old fortress walls here. Still exist. The Spanish fort that really has withstood the sands of time. So as we go by the Casa Rosa here and the Bastion de San Agustin, where we'll be heading next, is going to be actually up a hill where the fort is, and it's all the historic fort known as Castillo San Felipe del Morro.
So here we are at the Fort El Morro. We're going to walk around this Spanish fort. It's a huge fortress. They got artillery, battalion, locations around here. Let's go explore.
This area we're standing on is actually the main firing battery, so this is where the gunners would have been down at.
So that battalion would have been protecting the Bar Channel, which is where the enemy would have tried to come into this channel here to get into more of the San Juan port. So this was like the first line of defense to stop any sort of intruder from coming into this bay.
And if you're into history, right here you have the Museum of the Americas. I'm sure you can find a lot of useful Spanish history about the colonialization of the 15 and 1600s in the Caribbean, right here at the Museum of Americas. So as the rain starts to come down, because that just kind of happens out here in San Juan at any given point, up above there is the Avenue San Sebastian. That's another place you'll want to go for bars and nightlife. Obviously in the afternoon it's not too happening, but that's where that's at. Wow, we were just hanging out, and then all of a sudden we heard a thunder, and then here comes the rain, and then it just starts dumping water, and pretty much everyone in the town retreats to a place where there's some sort of balcony or covering, and wait for the storm to pass, and then after about 5 to 10 minutes, it's, you know, light drizzle like it is now. So here we are in downtown San Juan. This is basically the city center. Right behind me we have the convention center, Distrito T-Mobile. The city of San Juan was actually founded in the year 1521. It's named after John the Baptist. That's why it's called St. John. The population in the metro area, 2.3 million people. But if you include just San Juan alone, it's about 340,000 people. So it is a big municipality if you include all of the surrounding areas, especially for an island. A lot of people don't know this about Puerto Rico, but it's actually a U.S. territory. It's not a state, but the official language, Spanish, although it is part of the United States, so they use the U.S. dollar here as their main currency. And several things about this community do remind you of places like Miami, Coral Gables, Fort Lauderdale. It has that kind of vibe. Really nice and built up, especially in this area by Distrito T-Mobile. Yes, when you come to Puerto Rico, you can get a good old portobello burger right here. This is actually the oldest European establishment in all of the United States because, after all, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. All right, so we got some churrasco and some rice and beans and salad. So here we are up above the hill overlooking La Perla, which is a neighborhood down in San Juan. We're not necessarily going to film down there, but if you do come to San Juan, Old San Juan, check out La Perla.